everyone. It's Cathy here from Someday Consulting. Today I wanted to talk about a very real struggle that I think is fair to say most of us have at one time or another, and that's our struggle to find content to post. And I had the opportunity a few months ago to do a webinar that was produced by Jenny Paul of Live Long and Hustle, if you want to check it out in her Instagram tag. And she was sharing a bunch of Instagram strategies for choosing content and posting content and growing your audience. And this method, she calls the grid method, just really connected with me. And I've been using it for a couple of months now and really enjoy it. And it has saved me a ton of time and has helped streamline the process and make it easier. So I'm going to share some of those details with you now so that hopefully you're able to move forward and be able to kind of batch a bunch of content planning, put things together in an hour or so to get you started for like a week or even up to a month at a time. Or you might do it in different segments, but I think you'll really enjoy this and start finding this make things a lot easier for you. Okay, let's take a bit of a deeper dive and take a closer look at this grid method. Once again, I want to give credit to Jenny Paul from Live Long and Hustle for coming up with and sharing this idea. At the top, she calls them pillars. But basically, I have them focus areas, but they're the foundation of your account. So what 3 to 5 things are the basis of your account? What do you do? So for me, social media strategy is obviously very huge. I share a lot about that. This video pertains to that. So there we go. That's one of mine. Next one is goal setting and organization. Obviously, my Someday planner is huge. Entrepreneur life, what is that like, the good and the bad? And then finally, women supporting women. So those are my main focus areas that I share with my account. And when I'm looking at content to post, I need to remind myself and go back that when I do post, it should be related to those. And if I'm looking at doing something that doesn't match that, then I need to take that second step and ask why. It still may work, but I need to take that statement, okay? All right, now we're going to take a look over at the post categories. Now, when we're talking about post categories, these are the different types of posts, okay? And different people come up with different ways of identifying them. Some only talk about 4. Jenny talks about all 8, okay? And I think, and when I look at it, there's definitely there. Now, one of the things I will mention, she recommends that even though there's 8 different types, that you focus only on 5 or 6 at a time. Okay, she thinks it can get a little bit confusing, but especially as you're starting out and stuff like that, you want to figure out which ones connect best with you. All right, so let's start with the first one, education. Okay, this is basically sharing your knowledge or tips to provide value. Okay, well, you're informing your audience. You are the expert, so as you share those ideas, information, and tips, you are helping them on their journey, okay, and coming up with ways to solve some of their, we refer to as pain points. What do they need help with? Because you are the solution, okay? And that's probably one of the easiest ones for most people to do. So they can sit there and say, okay, what is it? Can I teach you or about my product or my service or things? And it's a way for them to relate to you, okay? One of the next ones is entertainment, okay? And let's be honest, this is why social media was created in the beginning. Okay, we want to make people smile and laugh, okay? We need to have some fun, okay? This one may not totally pertain to your business, or it might be some of those moments that we do laugh about. But you want to make sure that you find sometimes strategies and ways to incorporate this into your feed. And especially if you look at some of the big, business corporations and stuff, they're really good at doing this every once in a while. So as I said, it's maybe not all the time, but it is something that you want to make sure that you include. All right, the next one we have here is pitch, okay? Let's go back, and why are we sitting and posting our stuff on social media? The fact is we are most often an entrepreneur and we are trying to sell our products or services. So if we do everything else but never make the sale pitch, we're missing out on a potential opportunity. So while not every post you have is going to be a sales pitch, you definitely want to work that in. And it might not always be just a sales pitch. Perhaps you want them to sign up for your email list, or maybe you're trying to encourage them to follow you on some of your other platforms. Okay, but this is where you're trying to encourage more of an action that's going to directly benefit you yourself, and often sometimes I'm going to say include some monetary thing for you. So as I said, you're putting that sales pitch out there and reminding them, which when you work it in amongst everything else, that is definitely more than fair. Okay. Maybe, as I said, along those same lines, maybe it's to get them to visit the link in your bio. Okay, so maybe they are heading over to your webpage, or to sign up for your freebie that you're offering. Okay, to read your blog post, to watch your YouTube video. So all of these different things are related to sales for you and to help drive that. So that one's really important, and you want to make sure that you include that. All right, shareables. Okay, these are posts that people will want to share. So these are things like, the quotes, there's the infographics, the memes, the checklists, all those kind of things, which, as I said, people see it, they see value, and they may want to promote it and share as well on their social media. So those kind of things are often important to do. Social proof is your testimonials. Okay, this is what builds credibility. So when you share client results, reviews, photos from events, photos of clients using your products or services, this is a way to add value, okay? And it reinforces in your followers' minds the value of using your product or service, okay? So we want to make sure that those are included as well, because people need to see that. Your story. This reinforces you and your brand, okay, and your journey, what you went on. This is something that your audience can often connect to, because it might be something that they're struggling with. And if they see that you've gone through it and what they're going through, that leads them to think that you might actually have the answer to help them be successful. Okay, it's a great place to, tug on the emotions, but this is your chance to be really open and honest and share your story and your journey. It's not something you just do one time either. So it's done once and we don't go back to it, because remember that you're getting new followers and such all the time. So you're going to go back and you're going to share that. And sometimes people are at different points. So they may have heard it and it didn't stick in their mind, but then they're at a different point and they hear it again, and all of a sudden it's very relatable. Okay, and our very last one, these are the ones that are a little bit more exciting. These are the viral posts, okay? These are the things that you post and they really expand your reach. And for whatever reason, they've really connected with the audience. People are sharing them, and they have a much more significant value or higher access or reachability, impressions to what people are looking at. So once again, those are 8 different types of post categories. You don't have to do all of them. Probably, once again, focus on 5 or 6 during a month and put things there. Once again, if you want to do all 7 or 8, that's fine. But as I said, quality is better than necessarily quantity. Okay? Okay, so let's get started and show you a little bit how about this works. So first of all, we're going to start with, what I'm working on right now. So it's social media strategy, and I'm doing an educational post and basically creating an IGTV video on brainstorming content planning strategy. So I put that in and there. Now, once again, right now we're just worried about building ideas for content over the next, whether it's the next week or you're going to do a month at a time or things like that, but coming up with some ideas, okay? So that's what the purpose of this is, okay? We can figure out dates and planning time. Now, the next one is, I was at the store the other day and I found this really cute, it's a Christmas wine glass that has a really cute saying on it. Christmas, and it actually might be perfect for even just a story. So I'm going to actually put a story note up there in the corner things. But that's more definitely entertainment values. Okay. Now, another thing that I can do that I've had sort of on my background burner for a little while is thinking, okay, I'm going to do some SMART goal mini training. So that's definitely falls back under education and obviously under goal setting and organization. So SMART goals, and there, as I said, mini trainings. And the fact is there's 5 types of SMART goals. So I can actually probably do 5 of them. So that one's going to get me some bonus ones for different posts, okay? I have a new testimonial that came in from a customer. So under my Someday Planner, social proof, I'm going to put that one in. And just so I can remember exactly what it was is, well, I call it a business organizer. Robin referred to it as a life planner. So that's going to be a bit of the focus there. Okay. So once again, that's under my Someday Planner and social proof. Okay. I've been doing it. I've been playing a little bit with the story. I haven't done it yet, so that's going to be another one. So I'm going to put here, it's going to start with entrepreneur life, and I'm going to put my story. And I'm going to put in here as well, I was a teacher, and I never planned on changing, and so that's part of it. And then I did make the decision to start a small business and literally jumped into the deep end of the pool. Okay. So that probably is the start of my journey, and that will be one of the posts. The other thing, and it's related, so I might have a second one here to my Someday Planner, but I'm going to call it My Story Part 2. And that one is going to be based more on learning, like as I said, here I was a teacher, no background in business, deciding all of a sudden to do it. So I was learning basic business. And then the other one that's been really big is you were planning ahead, like with your business plan and for the future. So I think that's a good connection point for that. But as I said, this gives you a little bit of idea of how this works. And as I said, if you're just sitting there and going through different ideas and supporting them and connecting your different focus areas to different post categories, you can come up and fill up this sheet, okay? And go through, and then what you can do is then take that over to your, I'm going to say, social media planning calendar and start filling those in and figuring out what dates are best for those and things like that. But I found this to be a really effective way to brainstorm content. And often as I start going, things motivate me to go in other areas. And it really has sped up the process incredibly and made it so much easier to look ahead at what I'm doing. Now, that doesn't mean that sometimes I don't change the plan occasionally. But as I said, this has been extremely useful and helpful in getting things started. All right, well, that's it. That is exactly what I've been doing recently, and I hope you found this useful. As I said, that got you started a little bit on things like that. If you're looking for, as I said, the course material, please go over to Jenny Paul's account at Live Long and Hustle and check out her profile page and stuff, and you'll be able to find the course and get it there, and she includes sample grid sheets as well. But as I said, I hope you found it useful, and I wish you all the success as you content plan, and hopefully this will just make that process just a little bit more easier for you. Thanks.